Welcome to the Let's Talk Shop Box, where we talk all about the digital wrestling in. You already know, we're here to talk booking shows. We may not be experts in the game, but we're giving our advice all the same. Like the Three Stooges, we'll bring the fun. Talking strong wrestling, second to none. Let's talk shop, turn up the dial. Unfiltered opinions, that's our style. Grab your headphones and give us a listen. The Let's Talk Podcast. Toss. The Let's Talk Podcast. Toss.
Best short ever. I know when I'm active when I go to all the share places and the last thing I see is my own stream. What? What numbering? I will. Yeah, I'll get to it eventually. At some point. Holy crapoly, that's a big... That's a confusing place. Okay, let me go somewhere where I know. Oh, here we go. Okay. There it is. Oh, it's here somewhere. There's... So many places to share. So many places to share. I'm waiting for Gav to pop in and remind me that I need to share on Twitter. Yep. Listen, you smartass. I was like, hold on. MySpace. Who has a... Never mind. You know what? If you have that, good for you. Thank you for sharing, by the way. Freaking MySpace. Uh-huh. What's up, prime time? Alright. Let's get to this. Song's almost over. Hold on. Wait. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. I'm done waiting. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Let's Talk Hotshot podcast. I am one of your hosts, Triple Beat, alongside Against All Odds and Young Samurai. And today we are here to talk about edited versus live shows. And the kind of the pros and cons of both, and what we prefer for our own thing.
I'd say we each take it in turn to discuss this whole thing. So,
Yep. Will the gentleman in Oblivion please? Shh.
Man of the Fighters Guild, shut the fuck up.
Will the man of the Fighters Guild please shut up? No, just kidding.
Please shut up. Please shut up.
Alright, so let's go ahead and start with booking live shows. And we'll get into edited after, but let's go ahead and start with booking live shows. There are a few ways.
Oh yeah, because you would think, not to cut you off, but you would think this would be an easy conversation when it comes to live, just doing it live. You would think it's just come up with a card and then just start the stream. There's way more to it than that.
Exactly. There's a lot more to it. Because you have to worry about more than just that. You have to worry about, all the little intricacies that go with doing a live show. Like making sure that, you share it out at your show, but also making sure that you have a place where your community can go, where you can run storylines with your people, like a Discord or something like that, where you can talk to people about what their storyline is. Sometimes you need to write down the storyline so that way you can tell people during the match why they're fighting, because explaining why the characters are actually fighting is important. I've seen some people, I know Mac back in the day, on his channel, he would do live pay-per-view events, and in between them, he would make Share Factory edits that were like 5 minutes long, where he'd set up a storyline. So you'd see the storyline in the Share Factory edit, and then have the live match as the payoff. But that's also where Universe comes in, and you have to decide if you want to do a Universe show or if you're just going to do it live. I've seen some people who don't even use Universe on live shows too. To them, I give props, because you're setting up the card while you're sitting there at the same time as you're talking to everybody. Like that's a lot. It's a lot of stuff to handle.
I'll say shout outs to our buddy Adam Rage.
Mm-hmm. He does it in that style where he's got his storylines lined up. He does it that way. I believe Kelly, Christian Kelly, she does her shows that way too, where it's like outside of Universe.
She does it both in and out of Universe mode. Like, I think it has a couple matches outside of Universe mode, then in Universe mode is the rest of it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But with Rage, his show actually somewhat feels like it is in Share Factory until you see the commercial break and all that with him setting it up. If you never saw that, you wouldn't know that it's not. You would think it's Share Factory.
Yeah.
Well, I know what he does for like Starlight is like you'll basically see him like in play now mode, just like set up the matches, and he's just playing music in the background to basically like kind of pass the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like I said, if you never saw that, you would think it's Share Factory.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
He's gotten everything down so seamlessly.
He's gotten everything down. Just needs to add a little extra production value, which I know he's trying to do. So.
Oh yeah.
Well, I know that Xbox doesn't have a Share Factory type thing either, so that also makes it a little more difficult. You don't
Yeah.
have that type of. You don't have what we're seeing on our screen right now. Like when you look at the screen, if you see the menu right here, this is Share Factory. I could actually, if I wanted to, I don't want them showing that, but let me go into here and turn that on. So this is Share Factory. It's a thing that we have on PlayStation. On the PlayStation side, you can record videos and do a whole bunch of stuff with it. You can do your video editor and your photo editor. So like I'll do my cards in here. I'll set up little newsreels, like this one right here. You know, breaking news. That's gonna pop up in the Discord probably sometime tomorrow or Saturday.
Breaking news.
At this point,
Breaking
you can't
news.
start to-
Yeah, breaking news. Beetle made a botch.
Yeah.
That'd be an everyday news story.
The time of that attack already happened, so
Yeah. But he's going to be out of action for 2 weeks, so that's part of it. But you know, you can set up cards like this. That's how I set all these cards up. I took screenshots and dropped them in here and put it all up, and I did all this on PlayStation. But anyway, that's what Share Factory is. I don't want to take away from what we're actually here to talk about. So I'm going to silence it for now.
because you already know that probably all these people. It's a bit late for some people. We need to make sure we be mindful of people's bedtimes.
Exactly. But doing it, I'm gonna try and get back on topic here. Do it by talking about doing it live.
Back on topic, or I'll shock you.
Yeah, doing it live. I give people who do it live a lot of credit because I tried doing live shows in Universe, and it's difficult. It really is, for me at least. You don't know what's gonna happen. Which I got used to pre-scripting everything and knowing ahead of time what was going to happen. So when I switched to doing it live for like the first time, I sat here and was like, oh my god, I don't know what's going to happen. And then the production value is different. So having to click on the music and click it when they're walking out and then make sure you turn it off before the next person comes out, just hit their music. That was fun to get used to. I got better at it towards the end of doing those complete live edits. I call them live edits because I'm adding music as I'm going, kind of like what Blaze does, but Blaze obviously does it a lot better than I ever did. But I don't know. It's just
kind of feels like when it comes to the notes department, Blaze is a more organized Meltzer.
no.
He's actually organized and has papers and probably in folders somewhere, while that idiot has papers all over his floor.
I wouldn't even compare him to Meltzer. Blaze is one of the best out there when it comes to doing it live.
It's the only person when it comes to organization I can think of when it comes to using kind of like a good idea, bad idea moment. Blaze being the good idea, Meltzer being the bad idea.
Okay.
Organization.
I was like, please don't compare him to Meltzer. Oh god. Of all people. No, but
There is also one major difference. One person can complete sentences, the other one can't.
Anyways,
yes, getting back on topic, odds. Before you get us canceled.
before you drag us into a Meltzer argument, let's get back on topic.
Thank you, Samurai. Exactly, Primetime. You're the producer, the DJ, and the announcer all at the same time when you're doing it live. Some people don't even have music when they do it live, and I don't blame them because of how hard it is to keep up with the chat, make sure you're hitting the song at the right time, making sure you're calling the matches. I, for a while, would record the matches in OBS. I'd record the match in OBS, and I would add the music live as I was recording it in OBS, and then save it on a file on my computer. And then when I went live, I'd have that ready to go. That's how I was
going somewhere.
Oh shit! I went off topic, didn't I? God damn it! Thank you.
These are my co-hosts. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what, Samurai? We haven't given you the floor yet. What's your opinion on live matches?
Okay, This is coming from a guy that basically started it as a live show because originally, okay, I'll say it like this. Originally, like for like how I did like the Young Samurai show to LPW to now SCD, it was just a live universe mode that I had a friend of mine book, set the card up, I get the music and everything ready, and I just hit the live button, go for it. It kind of is fun just to be the guy, just to sit back and watch the production go. Because I'd be like, oh, this is gonna be kind of cool. And also, it's like,
I'm way too much of a control freak.
Odds, you'll have your turn.
I'm just saying.
But the whole thing is like, it can go and bring some like crazy moments. Like I'll even put like this. I even looked at like some of my past title histories. Some belts didn't get defended at all, but that was partially kind of my fault because I kept forgetting to actually get those belts on the show. But others, you could have like champions that just traded the belts back and forth with each other. Like, oh, I don't know, a Senor Mobman being the champion 5 times. Because every time he lost that, he just got the belt right back.
So the Jay Benton treatment.
Yeah, literally.
The
he's my Jay Benton if you think about it.
Yep. Oh man, that would have been a dream match right there. 2 belt magnets facing off.
I mean, we still could do it.
Two. You'd have to do it in 24.
I mean, fairness though, Mob is on 24, so you could just ask him. He could probably just do it at one-off. But back on topic.
You'd have to do it. Goddamn it, odds.
But odds, I'm gonna slap you. But with over time, it's like I kind of want to start telling more stories, and unfortunately, with Universe Mode, you can't really do that. Well, you can, but you have to basically let the AI try to play ball with you, and sometimes it won't.
That AI will not play ball with you for anything.
Well, especially in 23, you guys do remember the Heelverse.
Yep.
Samurai, you remember that vividly, don't you?
Because of the fact that for some reason 2K kept trying to turn on McCall's heel.
Yep.
That was the funniest thing to hear about.
They tried it with Kyle, they tried it with Alex, they tried it with Jason, every single one of them.
Tried with Hannah, tried with Olivia, whatever.
Vito kept going into the private chats, just like, son of a bitch, they're turning Kyle heel. Son of a bitch, they're turning this person heel.
Everyone was a heel in that. It was like, that was their idea of a good story. Oh, you're gonna turn on this person. Wait, he's supposed to be the face. What are you doing?
Oh my gosh.
I will say though, there's one thing I do want to say. Because at one point, Rage had talked to me at one point, and he had asked me this question, do I miss doing things live? And I do. It's to an extent.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that it is fun just to sit back and just let the universe kind of tell the story. At the same time, though, if you know how these characters are and you've spent time with them, sometimes there's I don't want to do this. I don't want you to do this. But other than that, yeah, just iUniverse, it's fun if you just want to switch it right off and let the AI take you. I just a line from Blaze.
Gee, we don't know anybody out of our co-hosts that steal things from Blaze more than either of us do. Who who would that be?
What?
Hmm.
Who would be the person that I constantly catch him when he constantly is repeating lines quote for quote from Blaze?
I don't come into chats and say yo yo yo. I don't know what you're talking about. I would never do that.
He's like, I never do that.
I never do that. I always do that on LTD, but I would never do that.
I catch this man all the time repeating Blaze quotes. Just naturally on stream like it's his, and I'm always
I don't mean to do it, by the way.
and I'm always just saying, do something on your own. Just come up with your own shit. Anyway, back on topic.
Says the man who at the end of every show says, "Get out of here."
Not all the time. Not all the time.
They did it last night, the night before, the
Anyway.
night before. Anyway,
Not all the time.
Let's
You would
talk about
know that
the
if you watch some of my shows.
I was gonna
Anyway.
say, can we get on with it?
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it. Yes, get on with it. That's saying we need that clip. Anyway,
Anyways, let's switch on over to the edited shows. It's just something that, I don't know, all of us know something about.
that but when it comes to live shows for me, I had fun with them when I did them.
nuclear
They
winter.
they made me way too stressed out and way too anxious.
Nuclear winter.
Nuclear Winter is another topic altogether. Nuclear Winter was live,
Yep.
but that was not the problem with Nuclear Winter. There are other problems with that one. But when it comes to live shows, I'm way too much of a control freak. I'm way too much of a control freak. I'm way too much of a control freak for doing live shows straight from the game and just doing matches. I'm way too much of a stressed out control freak type of person. So once I started getting to understand Share Factory, that just became my home away from home.
Yeah.
That in your office.
I mean, when I started doing this, I think it was it you who introduced me to Share Factory? Because I would watch, I remember watching like BMH, and I would watch stuff that Monk would do, and I'd watch what you would do, and I'd be like, how are you guys even doing that? You go, we're using Share Factory. I go, what's that? Now, it's built into the PS4.
I introduced you to Share Factory as Monk and Q and Rick introduced it to me,
And Kimura introduced it to them.
and Kimura introduced it to them.
But ever since discovering Share Factory, it's been kind of like the eye opener in a way. There's so much you can do in it, and just being able to, take some clips and piece them together, like that Sammy Michaels moment. That was a 20-minute match. Okay, 20-minute live match. I literally took the entrance, took the run-in, and took the finish, and pieced them together because the finish was in a perfect spot. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. You don't get those types of moments where you do it live. Like, it would have been, if had I done it live, that gauntlet would have been an hour. Just with the Sammy and Gab match alone. They would have extended that clip to an hour, and I wanted it under half an hour because I knew it was on a work night. I was like, I don't want it to be super long.
Can you keep it on topic, please? Thank you.
I am. We're talking about edited matches.
Just keep it on topic there, Odds.
Thank you. Thank you, Samurai.
Mm-hmm.
But
But that's what I like about edited matches. I like that I don't have to constantly be clicking on music every 5 seconds. Also, that's a nice thing.
You don't have to be like trying to prepare for the music and shit like that every 10 seconds or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On my end of this, I'll say it like this: there are times where I actually tried to do edited shows, like in the earlier days of SCD, but then it's like the problem is because of how I wanted to do it, and then what the actual result was going to be, I couldn't do it. So it would always be like this false start of just like, oh, I can do this edited, and then I had to fall back on it because I couldn't follow through on everything I wanted to do. Where it's like, oh, I have to, like, if I want to do like this one match, I have to do it over and over again because on Ticket 19, no one knew how to fucking lose when I wanted them to.
Start stop.
Yeah, it was like I think at the early days of SCD, it was like I'd edit the pay-per-views, but then like everything else was live. Like shit like that. But then it's like nowadays I'm like I kind of just like do SCD all edited. So I can actually have the music like the way I want it to, which is how it is right now. Problem is, I have to get off my ass to actually, do shit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when I actually do, I feel
AKA, who is the chat champion?
Odds it, can you let me talk? You'll have your turn.
Please continue.
But the whole thing is that, pretty much with like the edited shows on the SCD side of things, it's like it's fun to do because I can sit down, edit things out. It's a pain in the ass to like when you do it. So it's like if you've taken like 4 or 5 different takes of one particular match, and you wanted like one team, one person to, and it's taking you forever to get that particular result. Well, you'd be forgiven if you were just like your hands up, done, away from the stuff like that.
Okay. I guess I could see where you're coming from there. I personally, earlier, like 5 years ago, when I was starting, shut up, odds. Earlier, 5 years ago, when I was starting, smartass, I would do the same exact thing. Like I wanted the outcomes I wanted. I wrote everything out. I knew who was supposed to win everything. I knew who was supposed to lose everything, and I would spend a week or two editing a show because I wanted specific outcomes. But over time,
in my heavens, would he constantly message me his ideas?
I would, and then we would also exchange. This person didn't want to win today. Well, this person didn't want to win today. Well, hey, we're gonna have to. We were doing an edited feud together on both of our shows.
We can't tell most of those stories on stream, but my heavens would be love to one day.
Hey, what's up, Dubs? Welcome in.
Hey, Dubs.
Hey, Dubs.
But I mean, we were doing an edited feud with each other with Delvin and Phoenix, and I remember there were a few times where I was like, bro, I gotta get the show out, and the outcome that we needed was not happening, and I was like, they won't do it. So like I can't get this to happen. So I'm gonna run with whatever this is. Nowadays, I'm like, alright, I've got 2 feuds where something has to happen. Everything else, I degaff. So all the other feuds I can get done fast. I do those first. I record all the matches I need, and then I record the troublemakers, quote unquote, last, because it's like I know I'm gonna be spending probably half a day doing this, so let's just get it started and hope we get the outcome we need. Luckily, there have been a few times where I've gotten the right outcome right away. Most of the time that happens. Every once in a while I get a Delvin Phoenix moment where it's just like, you need to win this match. Well, I don't feel like winning today. 5 matches later. You need to win the match. I really don't feel like winning today. That's when...
It's one of those, right?
Yeah. I'm staying on topic. We're talking about edited versus live. We're on the edited portion of it.
Uh-huh.
But what I like about editing is I do like how structured the shows are and how they turn out, and getting the reactions from people where they're like, "Wow, this is a really cool setup," or those random reactions. Those are really cool. It's like Beetle topic. Squirrel, what was that? Squirrel?
I will say there is
Where?
one thing that sometimes I don't necessarily like about doing even live commentary for my stuff for edited shows.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are some moments where it's like I have someone who's done an edit for their for an entrance or something, but so badass. It would have been awesome if it was just given the stage it had. And then you've got someone in the background that's talking about Fortnite or what have you.
That's a you problem.
It is a me problem, but it also can be a you problem sometimes, depending. I think early back in the day.
Yeah, early me, but I've never had that problem
It's
with
still-
during edited shows.
It's still a problem.
Yeah. For you, it's a problem. For me, that's why I created the commentary booth.
I was like, that's not really a problem for me anymore. I said it was a problem at one point.
Well, you can also do the part that you're talking about live on the edit as well. Like I've done that with my characters dubs, where I'll actually set them up. All my calls are at nat stats, and then I play with the sliders when I'm not streaming. Odds knows, I'm a freaking nutcase with that stuff.
I agree with the nutcase part.
Anyways,
In 22, how many matches did I do before I would do a show? Like I would play
Anyway, Samurai's point.
Yeah, go on, Samurai. Sorry.
now I was gonna say, anyways, can we move on
Yes.
before we all get into another argument again?
No, we can move on.
Not argument, just trying to keep Squirrel Boy on topic.
Because I already know that there's one person that needs to talk about the edited shows, and that's you, Odds.
Mhm.
Exactly.
So
So
you can
many
have the floor
people.
now.
Exactly. So many people mainly Beetle, call me a wizard at this. I just call myself average. I started doing, technically, if you want to go back, I technically have been doing edited shows back when it was Story Designer for the PS3. Nothing was ever YouTubeized, but back then, but then move forward to Share Factory. It's like, well, this is somewhat like what we were doing.
Mhm.
Kind of a poor man's video maker or whatever the hell people use nowadays, but
It's a poor man's DaVinci Resolve.
Share Factory is fine by me. And once I started to get the hang of it and all that, it just went to it from there. And I'm a freak at when it comes to matches and winning and losing and just putting a show together, due to the fact that when I was doing live shows, every time someone didn't win that I wanted to win, it just gave me a twitch. I'm a freak for control, and once I was able to actually use that control and actually do the shows that I've wanted to do, doing live streams became a lot more funner to me, because then for live streams when it comes to editing, your focus is not on just on the match and what's going on. But when it comes to live shows, your focus is on also the streamer's reaction to the crazy thing that just happened. While for me, with edited shows, my focus can be on not yeah, listening to, my focus can be on the chat, and their focus can be on not just what I'm saying, but the match. But their main focus is the match because I'm focused on what's going on,
Yeah.
and I'm helping the angle, helping the storyline, and helping what's going on. I'm not right there with them saying, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened." I'm adding to it and adding to the story when it comes to editing. Some people can do that live, but I'm not one of them.
Well, I'll say the best part about doing and
The best part of doing edited shows is getting you all's reaction to the content, you all's reaction to what's going on.
yeah.
I love when I'm planning a storyline, when I'm planning a heel turn, when I'm planning any of the things that's going to happen on a show. And these two can identify, can clarify, and can definitely vouch for me. My focus is on I want to, and my giddiness is on I want to see what you all's reactions are going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see. I'm giddy with excitement on how you guys are going to take what's going to happen. Like the Phoenix Grand Slam celebration. I wanted to see everybody's reaction to it. I wanted to see your reaction to what's going on. I wanted to see what your reaction is to what he was saying. I was giddy with excitement with what you were going to see during that whole thing.
I will tell you right now, being a fan of the show, when I saw the promo, I was giddy with excitement. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. But the part of me, the what is it? Wrestling is real part of me, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I have this weird side where I like to let myself pretend that this is real, you know.
It's escapism.
I try to escape and get sucked in. The part of me that got sucked in was like, man, this asshole again. I can't believe. Like, I was getting riled up and I was happy at the same time. Because I was like, that's a really good heel promo and that's a really, really good storytelling. But I let myself get sucked into the story. It's like,
yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah.
And that's what we want for edited shows. That's what we want that's what we want the crowd to do, and our audience to do when it comes to edited shows. We want you to get sucked in.
yeah.
The difference between live and edited is that with live shows, you're getting sucked in just as much as the fans are. When it comes to with edited shows, you as the commentator, you as the commentator, you as a streamer, you're not getting sucked in like everybody else. So you get to enjoy their reaction.
Yep.
You get to enjoy how they're reacting and seeing their joy, seeing their reaction to this great match, or seeing their reaction to this great segment that sucks you in.
Yep.
You have a different kind of enjoyment, essentially.
Yeah, that is what makes you proudest, because you're like, I did something good right there. That worked. Or it can make you think, that part worked, that didn't. So next time, let me do this differently, and keep this other thing the same.
Yep.
You're always learning, no matter how long you've been doing it, because it's all based on you guys' reactions.
Uh-huh.
That's the ultimate difference between editing and live shows. It's a completely different type of enjoyment. You get sucked in two different ways. And as Blaze would say, there's no wrong way to do it.
Exactly. And I've done both in the last 3 or 4 years. I've switched back and forth between live and edited.
I haven't done live shows since at least 2K18.
The one thing that
I haven't done. I typically do kind of a I was like, do kind of a hybrid, but then that's me and Odds. We both basically we live stream, but we do an edited version of our shows. Just
That's what I've been doing too lately. So
it's a good thing though. It's a good right in the middle because it's like you've already basically like you've recorded everything, but now you get to do the commentary live where everybody else can kind of interact with you rather than be like, oh, I don't know, like you sit down for like you sit down to just for okay, now let's do commentary, and then you're just like, okay, this is dead.
I did one show that way where it was pre-recorded and did the pre-commentary on it. It took me a month to get the show out.
Oh, you mean the old school way before PlayStation 4?
No, I was already on PS4 at the time. This was over
I mean
yeah,
the old way that videos were done when it comes to e-betting and digital wrestling, call wrestling.
Yeah.
History time.
Uh-oh.
Back before the live stream capabilities of the PS4, all videos, all Call League shows were like that. When it comes just posting the video with the commentary, and some of the more heavily edited shows, just the opening match of the show would take them at least a week or two to do. To put that into perspective. For how long these shows will take. Do the math with like 5 matches to 5 or 6 matches on a card.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes you 2 weeks to do one match. And then you have to put the damn show together, commentary, and sometimes with multiple people watching and doing the commentary for the edited show. Some people still do it that way.
Yeah.
Especially with the new invention of premiering. That's helped that style out tremendously. But when live streaming started, that stuff was considered, people that were doing it that way were looking at us like we were like people that were just gonna live stream shows. We were going to kill them off because to them the live streaming stuff is going to take no effort at all compared to what they were doing. Technically, it's what they were doing before the live streaming capabilities of the PS4. It still exists. It's just done in a different light. Like with edited shows like Samurai brought up, we do the commentary live. Most of us do commentary live.
Yep.
Even with the edited shows. That's in part a kind of an extension on that old video style. It's a
hybrid style.
It's a hybrid style. It hasn't died out like they feared. Like life, it's evolved and changed and grown with the times.
Yep. And there are still people who do videos like that where they'll do a video and they'll post it and they won't even do a premiere with it. Then you got people who do nothing but premieres still. Where they do a premiere and they do all the editing and they do all the voice acting and all the crazy stuff, kind of like Ray used to do. And then
oh gosh, the shows like GSF, I will always say anyone that does that needs a medal.
Yeah.
For how much work they put in with all those damn shows.
Exactly. There's a lot of work that goes into those shows. And I give those guys the utmost applause and respect. Because there's a lot that goes into those edited shows. Way more than we could even do a Share Factory. You could probably do something like that with Resolve, but the amount of work that goes in and the amount of editing that they do just to get the scenes, like to get one scene, I wish I had a shout out for him. You can post his link in the chat though.
And I'd have to try to find it.
Okay. Let me see if I can find it actually. Oh, shut up, Shape Factory. Okay.
Yeah, the differences between live and edited is, again, perspective on what on the enjoyment that the host is going to have compared to the audience.
Yeah. And I mean that's why I like doing live edits.
To kind of summarize it, it's basically down to either the showrunner basically enjoying the show with everybody else by just watching like the AI basically give them the show that could go really well or really badly, whichever way it goes. Or just they've already recorded it, they've already done all their all the stuff they need to do. Now they just sit back and see how the fans react.
Yeah.
Yep.
Take your pick which one you prefer.
Yeah, it's two different styles of interaction, and neither of them are a wrong way to do it.
Exactly.
I just lean more into the editing style because I'm more of a control freak, and actually like seeing the I like seeing the reaction of everybody, and
There's nothing wrong with that.
I can also control. I also like to control how, what part of the match that I'm going to go crazy over another part. Or if you've seen any of the older live shows, it's I'm going crazy for freaking Hurricane Ranas.
Yeah.
Like it's the biggest thing I've ever seen, because I haven't seen it all damn 7 hours of streaming. I used to be stupid.
I mean, I can't say that I'm not the same. I used to sit down and I would literally watch every match from start to finish. And at this
but that's the thing about edited shows. When we're recording the matches, we're watching more of the matches than the people are.
well, and what I'm doing when I watch,
especially if some of the matches don't go your way, you have to record the match at least a couple times.
well, and the reason that you watch is because if it doesn't go your way and you need to re-record, you can look for spots in the match where you can blend it with the other match and do it seamlessly. I've done a few seamless blends before. There are some matches where I'll tell you to watch and I'll point it out after the fact. Like, I'll let it play out and then I'll go in after the fact and I'll go, okay, where did I blend it, and see if anybody can figure it out. And if they can't, then I'll show them. And sometimes it's blatantly obvious, but I do it so well you can't notice.
That one makes a great point. A lot of the shows that I was talking about, of that one match that would take probably 2 weeks to do for them to do, they were using one of their tools is using highlight reel.
Yep.
Some people still to this day use highlight reel. I use highlight reel for my edited matches.
A lot of us do, pretty much. Even if it's just for segments and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Highlight reel is a very useful tool when it comes to editing. When it comes to edited shows, highlight reel is a godsend for creators for what we do.
Yep.
We could not do our shows without it.
I used to use it, but it took way too long to do matches. I tried doing one fully edited match, and I think I gave up halfway
You're just squirrel brained.
Yeah, I gave up halfway through. I was like, this is taking too long. This match is going to be 5 minutes long, and it's going to take me a freaking week to record. Yeah, I'm good.
What is wrong with that?
Taking a week to record a match. Trying to get a show out each week. Well,
There's
folks,
nothing wrong with that.
this week's show is 5 minutes long. Oh, no. We do. Trust me, Temple. We understand. We understand fully.
I understand. I understand what he's talking about. There's a lot of people besides us. There's a lot of people out there that don't understand the struggle of how long edited matches take,
Yeah.
or how all this stuff take. There are many parts of my edited matches, and many things in my edited matches. A good amount of footage. When it comes to edited matches, there is a crap ton of footage, at least way more than the actual stream, way more than the length of the actual stream itself, amount of footage that you don't use.
Yeah, you can do a 3
That
hours.
you don't use and just delete altogether.
Yep. You can do a 3 hours.
And gets left on the cutting room floor.
Yep. You could do a 3 hour stream and have 100 hours of recorded footage for it.
Huh?
I know that sounds crazy, but it is possible. For some of the bigger pay-per-views, sometimes I'll have like 5 or 6 or 10 of one match. Not because I wanted a specific outcome, but maybe I just didn't like the match for the actual pay-per-view itself, where it was like, I'm okay with the finish, but damn, the middle of the match just sucked. Alright, let me re-record it. Or you have that perfect middle of the match, and then it ends with the guy, just pulling him into the center of the ring and pinning him, and not really even doing his finisher, and you're just like, that can't be the finish for this show,
Yeah. Basically, you just gotta stitch some matches together to get the result you need with the match you love.
My entire first season. Yeah. Temple. My entire first season of Octane. That's how I looked at it. It's like, man, there's a lot of this I need to redo. But what about you guys? So what about you guys? Oh, Odds muted himself. I bet the puppy probably stole a slipper. What about you, Samurai? Have you ever looked back at any show you did, watched it back, and were like, I need to redo this?
Would every episode of early SCD count?
Sure. Yeah.
If I could, I would have loved to have done shit pre-recorded back then. Because I would have loved to just be able to, even if I could have just done pre-recorded and just did the live stream on Share Factor, then
What? One of the things. Oh, go on.
I'll say with SCD was more the fact that it was fun to do it live, but then I'm like, man, I wish I could have done that a little bit better or whatever. Just I could have just said hey, to whoever the GM is, just all right, you could just book the show, but just give me who you want to win. And if I have to, I'll sit down and try to record it.
Yeah.
I will say it was kind of nice also to have music that rather than basically play it through my headphones.
To a ghetto.
If you've all noticed, recently I did try this with an underground episode. A few months ago, I tried it with an underground episode, but that underground episode I feel like was fucking scuffed because no one could hear the music.
Yeah.
Or you make the music so loud that no one can hear the people people on commentary with you. That would never happen to somebody in this chat, right, Beetle?
What? I don't know what you're talking about. I used to make the music. I used to make it too quiet. Then I made it too loud.
Oh yes, baby. Yes, I have something, but guess what? You're not gonna have it.
Uh-oh.
Can I? It's like, let me finish my point. If I had to pick a show that I would love to go back and redo, probably that first episode that I tried to record. Like I first did, I first had my foray into Share Factory, because everything just felt so scuffed.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Kyle Young Show remastered.
No, I'm talking about like actually. It's like when I tried an SCD episode where I had like everything pre-recorded. Wish I had done it differently. Or I wish I could have done it just a little bit better, but at the same time, back then I was limited to what I could do, which was having one controller.
Oh, typical.
God damn.
I did manage to pull off like
Great,
recording, like
hello,
a
typical.
plot with a roll plot plus the attack afterwards with it.
Baby,
Is this show live or edited asking for a friend?
Is this live, Blazed?
Just waiting for the chat championship or champ exclamation F Kyle.
Why'd you give him ideas?
I didn't give him that idea. Kind of like I did not give
Well, do it now. You know that.
Odds. I did not give Odds the DD and Feed idea for chat champion.
Yeah, because you would never do that.
No, I'd never do that. See? You know me very well. No one has ever needed to redo my matches. Gosh dang it.
I'm the best.
Hey, Tanya, welcome in. Did you call me Blazed? Ooh. Drop the D. Oh my god.
Beetle just saw who I made chat champion.
Bless you. Wow. Oh man. I actually have a lot of respect for those who do this live. Or who do stuff live, because
Same.
I am a just like you Odds, I'm a control freak on certain things. And my double or my ability to multitask has greatly diminished over the years. So doing it edited for me is easier because I can add the music in and I don't have to worry about doing it while I'm streaming.
I'm so much of a control freak. Doing a show just completely live gives me a twitch.
For me,
I get so stressed.
For me, it's more like every time I do try to book a live show, the problem is that there's that brain in me that goes, well, maybe you could make a story out of this.
Mm-hmm.
You could do this, you could do that. And I'm like, I can't control the shit. But you could do it if you just recorded it.
I like the live part of it, kind of, because of the unknown. In a way, I like the unknown because I don't know what's going to happen. I go into it not knowing anything. So you get an actual genuine reaction out of me when something happens.
I like the unknown too. Just when I'm not the person streaming it.
Yeah. Same, actually.
I enjoy the unknown when I'm watching Blaze's show.
A
If I
lot-
was the one streaming it, I would not be having fun.
Well, a lot of times what I've started doing now is I'll set up a match, I'll record it, and then I'll go about my day and, I'll do what I'm doing or whatever, something else while the match is going on. And then when the match ends, if I get the outcome I need, I save it, record it, and then I'll see it for the first time in full when I stream. Or I'll watch bits and pieces of it to make sure it's going and I'm not getting any glitches. That's another thing. You sometimes get glitches. I
watch bits and pieces or just all of the match because I know I've been doing commentary long enough that I can just do a genuine reaction or make everything sound like it's a genuine reaction so everybody falls into the storyline just as much as I did when I actually watched it when I recorded the match.
Yeah. Well, Blaze, what I've done in the past, because I was doing live shows in OBS, if you have two screens, did take control of a COD twice, and nice! You picked up a ladder and moved it? Oh my god!
Yes, he did. I was so proud of him, too.
I am proud.
He's like, I'm a proud papa.
He
picked up a ladder.
Another one more step, and he's going to be doing a live stream of My Rise
or the island. Pick your poison.
He'll be fighting the Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell in no time.
God damn, I'm still stuck on that match. Don't remind me about that match, Odds. I'm still stuck on that damn match. I get it. I mean, no odds that ain't happening. I mean, I was using OBS for a while, and there is actually you can use Windows Media Player and put the source in OBS. So you just click on the song you want, and it pops up. And what I'll do is I'll load up what I did when I was doing it live, I would create a song list in Media Player, and I'd have a window up off to the side because I have two screens. So I'd have the song list on one screen, and I'd have OBS on the other screen with the capture card plugged into my PS5 or to my gaming laptop. And then I'd be sitting here selecting the songs, streaming that way. But it was a lot. It really was, because you had to click between different things, make sure you were in the right place. It got even harder when I was doing it all on one computer, like doing PC gaming plus record or plus streaming it live through OBS plus having the window up to pick the music. It was actually a lot too much stress on this little PC. So I'm like, all right, we'll just use capture card again. We'll go back to what we were doing. And it works now. Every once in a while it throws a fit, but it works.
Once in a while it throws a fit, just like Beetle.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like we're in PlayStation right now, which we kind of are and kind of aren't. That. Like, if I were to turn this back on for a second, this is an actual live feed in Share Factory, of all things. I could switch to whatever I wanted, but we were talking about live and edited shows, so I had it in here. But yeah, let's just do this.
Answer Primetime's question. Whenever you're doing a live show and something unexpected happens, every single time something unexpected happens, you have to change everything on the fly, especially if you're a control freak like me and you've decided to be stupid and do something live without editing.
No idea who that is.
I don't know. It's gonna be cool to see the debut of Britannica.
Yeah. It's happening soon. It depends on the match, to be honest.
And it also depends on the participants.
It-
Doing edited shows like us, you start to get to understand how long a match can be and how long a match could be, depending on what you're looking for and depending on what's going to happen in the match. Like if I'm doing a 6-man match, like a 6-man pin battle royal, I know that's going to go at least between 20 to 30 minutes. Plus that, with entrances. I know it's going to last a while. Singles matches, if it's a squash match, if I'm doing a squash match, I know that's going to be okay. This match is going to take less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It all depends on what match you're doing and how. Doing edited shows, you have to understand how long a match is going to be, and if a match actually goes over that length, that is a plus because you're having because that match is going to be great, and you know that your audience is going to enjoy watching that. And the main question that they're going to ask is, what are your sliders? Them not realizing that match in and of itself
might have 3 different slider sets.
That or the chance of that match happening, even with those sliders, can sometimes be the chance of finding a shiny in Pokemon, which is 1 in 4,092.
That's a good
It's
point.
the same amount of odds of having a match go over the length of time that it necessarily is supposed to. Those matches are rare finds, and when you find one, you have to go with it. No matter what, you have to go with it because that's a phenomenon that you rarely see.
Yeah.
So people asking edited people that people like us to do edited shows what your sliders are. They're expecting those type of matches all the time, and you're never going to find those matches or see those matches all the time. Because they're rare to see, and they're not going to always pop up.
Yeah.
But sliders do help. It's just how you put the sliders together and what style show do you want?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want the match types to be more television style? More Ring of Honor style? More TNA style? New Japan style? Or just classic wrestling like me? What do you want and how do you want your matches to go will depend on what your sliders are and how long normal matches go.
Yep. Wait a minute, what the heck? Oh, YouTube did that weird thing where it pushed me off to another stream. No, I don't want to watch that. I want to be here. All of a sudden I heard a commercial playing, I was like, what the fuck? There we go. No, I agree. It's how you want it to be. I like a little more unpredictability. and I kind of want to try and have everybody playing to their own strengths. I've tried many different slider sets over the years. I've tried ones where I use that general, those general, what are they called? The general sliders, like the general tendency sliders, where I've adjusted those to make the fighting style of the match the way that I want it. But I found that having those all at like 50 and then having each character set up with their own individual stuff made much more sense and much better matches. Especially in 25. In 25, I feel they really, really play on those Caw tendencies. So set up your general slider stuff and then just let it go. I've been using the same slider set for the last month for all my matches, and this is like the first time during the early part of the game where they're constantly doing updates where I haven't had to adjust the sliders. So kudos to 25 for not screwing up the sliders after every update. But first time in a while I've been able to do that. But yeah, I like doing the edits because I can throw in those moments like we had last night at the end of that draw, where in draws on live shows, they don't show the replay. I had to literally go in, grab all the replay cutscenes, zoom into them, and then add an overlay and put replay on it. The game sliders. I heard that too. In 25, if the game sliders are near default and using individual sliders tend to dictate the fight better. Yep, pretty much. Those tendency sliders is what I'll call them on the main one. Those are the ones that I leave at default. Yes, that is. But what about
He's just a surfer boy. Surfer boy.
glad they I didn't really run into that issue. Like what a lot of people don't know is when I started doing my season, I was playing around in universe mode ahead of that and never really experienced those issues.
Any chance you think we kind of wrap this up?
Yeah, we could wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've milked this topic for all it's worth.
Yeah, look at for all it's worth, and it's probably getting a bit late for some people.
It's getting late. Yeah, it's getting late for the two of us.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, folks.
Well, Blaze, when I start singing, people do say this for me to sing so low that no one can hear me.
Yes.
Then they ask me to sing tenor, about 10 or 11 miles away.
Yep. Can't confirm. Been there, done that. Asked that question. All right. Closing thoughts.
Anyway, folks.
Hold on. Closing thoughts on this topic. Samurai, you go first. Live versus edited. Ultimately, what's your preference?
Personally, I'd say edited, despite the fact that it takes me the longest to do it. Mostly because edited lets me tell the best story I would like to tell.
Okay. Odds?
Edited, I'm way too much of a control freak.
Okay.
I respect people that do live, but that's not my thing.
Wow. That is off topic.
And yes, Blaze, I did hear that. That is because when they announced New Orleans, and for some weird reason, I think something happened where New Orleans is not available for WrestleMania.
Huh.
I don't know what is that reason. We may not even know that reason.
Vegas will be the first city to have it 2 years in a
But-
row.
But Vegas will be the first thing to have it 2 years in a row.
I,
I
hope
mean-
not, but that's just me.
For me, I'm actually thinking that more than likely WrestleMania 43 will more than likely probably be in London. Because WWE has been working with actual London and all that. London and the UK want WrestleMania. They want WWE to come to bring WrestleMania to London. It's not like some companies that want to give money to a certain company to have their show in London. London will pay WWE to bring Mania to London.
Mm-hmm. Man, hearing the crowd too for a WrestleMania, the crowds overseas are insane. That backlash in France, oh my god, those people were so loud it wasn't even funny. It's like,
Oh, it's possible that we could get Wembley could be in Mania. Mania could have Wembley, or Wembley could have Mania. Who knows? It depends. It depends on where in the UK they want to have the damn show. But anyway, we were closing up.
yes. All right. So for me,
Ladies and gentlemen, the shop is officially...
I didn't get to say my part.
All right.
Don't be rushing it.
Yeah. We'll get out. Don't worry.
Go on, squirrel brain.
I would say that for me, I do prefer doing edited over live. I love the craziness that comes with doing it live, but I love the control that comes with edited and the easierness on the music for me. It's easier for me music wise. Anyway, go ahead, Odds. We can wrap it up now.
Kelly Mavericks is saying get on with it.
I
But
know.
look on her face.
I know he is.
Squirrel brain odds.
I don't have a squirrel brain. I'm just saying what look at Kelly Maverick's face and tell me he is not saying, Beetle, will you get the fuck on with it? Thank you very much.
I'm saying,
Anyway.
let's get on with the outro.
I'm saying, in this case, I'll just do it. The shop is
Oh,
closed,
will
guys.
You shut up. Oh, will you shut up. Folks, the shop is officially closed. We'd like to thank you all for joining us here. We'll have another topic, and we'll be able to get in the next 2 weeks. We'll have another podcast so we can restock the shelves of information for you to digest and enjoy.
And hopefully we'll be back on Sundays if barring any more technical issues.
Exactly. Barring any more technical issues, we should be back at our normal time of Sunday. So, with that all being said, I'm Against Odds 20. That's Beetle. This is Samurai.
The shop
Bye.
is officially closed. See you all later.
Later.
Welcome to the Let's Talk Car